Ready?
Yeah.
Hi and welcome back to the Training121 PODCAST. This is episode number 10 and this is actually a follow-on from episode number 9. So number 9 we were talking about current United and Liverpool starting 11, and for this one we're not going to go quite all time because I don't think we've got the knowledge of kind of pre when we were born, I'll say. So we're going to go from the year 2000.
He's looking at me weirdly.
Okay. So we're going to go from the year 2000, which is kind of roughly when we would have been really.
He's only 1 year of age though.
Oh yeah, you might know.
He's only little.
To be fair though, I watched a lot of football from that era.
Yeah.
When you were 1.
No, I was 6 to about 10, but then when Ronaldo kicked in
6.
and all those players, like from 06 onward.
Imagine a little G man at 6 years old.
From 2006 until 2010 was the best time to watch football, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Then we're going away. Shout out to Paddy Elliott. Reading away. First game of the year, Lanzarote.
Yeah.
You had to go to the pub to watch it. If we missed that game, we were not.
First game of the year, unreal. That's good memories, man.
Yeah. So we're going to go from the year 2000, picking a starting 11.
Oh, that's £3, isn't it? So that's not.
Would you let him intro?
I didn't know why he's
So that's not.
I do know, yeah. It is the year 3000 as well. So, year 2000 to current team. Alright. We're going to keep the system the same as the last one, so we'll go to 4-3-3.
Yeah.
It can be a flat 2 or one sitting, we don't really mind. We'll give some honourable shout outs as well, because there's going to be a lot of players getting left out of this. And again, this is just our opinions. No need to kill us if we don't put your favourite player in. But let us know who you would swap out for who, and we're going to try not to be biased.
And why?
Fans.
Because you ain't change my opinion unless you have a valid argument.
Check out the previous episode for G's best shout ever for the best Liverpool current goalkeeper, who doesn't actually currently play.
Played more Champions League finals than you, Gary.
Has he scored any leave it though? Oh.
That's a story for another day.
Oh.
Right. GK.
Do I go first again and we loop?
Yeah, we'll keep on that.
Edwin van der Sar.
Oh, shout.
What a man.
I had the
Consistent.
I like that shout.
Consistency, medals.
Winner, yeah.
Came in at a late time, so I thought he brought excellent, like what
Actually,
United needed at that time. They didn't have a stable goalkeeper for about 3 or 4 years.
Tim Howard, Kushak.
Really
Barthez
important
as well.
on that, the point you made there about medals, because the last one was just basically on current ability. Medals, do they count for this?
If they're worth the debate, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, okay, so medals will
Well, their role, I think, you
Yeah.
say to win a penalty in the Champions League.
Yeah. And also, he was a top goalkeeper. So, despite the medals and stuff, he was very, very good at his
How
job.
far is the hair off that?
That's a good question.
Good question. I think actually,
De Gea.
ability-wise, I think De Gea maybe outmatch him, but consistently, definitely not. Over time, because Edmund Van der Sar was fantastic for a number of years.
Yeah, if you put De Gea in that team,
I'd like to almost, how would you, would De Gea at his peak, would we say like a couple of years ago, fit into that United squad with Van der Sar and the boys?
maybe not personality wise. I think personality wise players have changed since then.
Definitely.
Van der Sar is probably at the right age to come in and be like nearly a father figure to some of those players. So ability wise, yeah, I don't think he's far off the mark.
I think if United had one more currently with De Gea than they have in the last 5 or 6 years, I'd have De Gea.
Yeah, I think he was actually quite unlucky to be in such a poor United phase.
Like structure, at the time.
I think he was a product of one of the downfalls of that. He was even struggling.
Do you have Van der Sar as well?
I have Van der Sar, yeah, but
who's going to say Van der Vaart?
We need a podcast on cult heroes for each Premier League club.
Yeah.
That's
a great idea. Rocky Santa Cruz with Blackburn all over. Do you remember him?
Do you remember
up top?
You put that on TikTok.
Do you remember your man for City when they first started getting the money? Remember Elana for City?
Yeah. Can we discuss the
Petrov.
dynamic? I'm sorry to be off topic, but the dynamic front three of Peter Crouch, Kenwy Jones, and Ricardo Fulham. Like, come on. There's no way you're beating them in the air. They are. Kenwy Jones, wide left, wide right.
Yeah. That'd be a good podcast. Cult heroes.
Or Brian Clancy used to love Kenwy Jones back in the day. But that's when football was good back then. That 04 to 10 region.
Right. Back to topic. Fullback. Well, Van der Sar.
Yeah, Van der Sar, but Pepper Wren is the only one I could think of for Liverpool. I could be missing someone. Am I?
I mean, like in a couple of years, you can have Alisson in.
Yeah.
He's not been in a long enough. I don't think.
Jersey Dudek.
Jersey do like erratic.
He's nowhere near.
He's like Barca
at all.
No,
De Gea is the only one that's close enough for debate.
As of now, I think Alisson, if they continue to start winning leagues like consistently, he's in the debate.
Reina's a good keeper.
Just in regard, because you asked a good question about the gap between Van der Sar and De Gea. What constitutes De Gea's main aspects of being in the squad now?
Consistent performances over a number of years in the Premier League at the highest level, and some of the saves, like he's just ability-wise, he has it, and consistently he was fantastic. Since the World Cup, he's struggled for periods of months now. I think he's back at the moment, but that can change very quickly for a goalkeeper. I think he was allowed a couple of months to be off form, considering how good he was for the number of years. I think it's just consistent performances constitutes him to be in there.
And what I like about De Gea is when he first came in, he was, I don't want to say he was poor, because he was just getting used to the league, and the kind of resilience and grit to overcome that and be a top keeper. Like, he was top 3 in the world. Yeah, it's not that easy. Like, yeah. So
he struggled big time.
So who are we putting down?
Van der Sar, I think. I think the trophies, because I have De Gea in mine, but I think the trophies matter. I wasn't really thinking much about the trophies when I wrote this down, so I'll go Van der Sar.
Yeah.
Fullbacks.
Right, can I go first and constitute my decision?
Yeah.
I've gone for purely defensive-minded fullbacks for the way that this team's going to play.
Okay.
So I left Trent out compared to the last debate. I went with Gary Neville.
I agree.
Defensively wise, character wise, leadership wise, and I went with Everett on the left. I would have went with Dennis Irwin, but I didn't think the time frame from 2000 onwards, I think he's a little bit past his best then, just purely for debate reasons. So I went with Everett there, who, to be honest with you, I look back as a player with fond memories, but as a person he's quite annoying at the minute.
I don't like him as a pundit.
I'm not a fan of Everett at all.
I don't know, I can't. The way he's portraying himself in media is very strange compared to the player that I remembered and saw. So I can't
I kind of liked his Instagram when he was gone a bit mad. Like, I love this game, and that was kind of good crack. But now that he's trying to be a serious pundit, I don't like him as a pundit at all.
I think there's grounds there for Robertson as a defender, but
time frame, it's probably harsh on them players considering they've only been at that level for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Give them a little bit more time. Robertson's definitely in the debate.
Yeah.
I don't think Trent outdoes Gary Neville for now.
No, if Robertson walks away with 2 Champions Leagues and 5 Premier Leagues,
different story.
Yeah, I think Everett is worth the constitution there.
I would agree with that.
I mean, that's always with these kind of debates when it's all-time teams. The newer players always get kind of done by all trophies and not playing enough. But
I think you have to earn it. You have to earn your right to be in there, unless you're an absolute joke, which I think we'll find out in 2 seconds what the debate is for the more debatable centre-half partnership.
Yeah. So I think we'll box them off then. So Patrice and Neville.
Yeah, I agree. Centre-halves.
You want to start with your partnership?
Rio and Vidic.
I went Rio and Van Dijk.
I go Rio and Vidic.
Do you want to go first, Gary?
Yeah. Do I want to? Who do you?
Yeah, go on. You go.
Okay, you decide now. I think Van Dijk's class.
He is class.
He is class.
And I think I think that would work really well as a partnership. I think if you want to constitute everything together purely on trophies and things like that, you could argue Rio and Vidic because of the time period they played in. I think Rio is always in there. I think he's the best out of the three of them. I think if we're leveling off the trophies and just going purely on ability, I think Van Dijk's a better all-around footballer, so constituting defensive stuff and attacking stuff.
In the modern game, Vidic,
yeah, Vidic was class.
Vidic a joke.
If I was going to drop one of them, I wouldn't. Rio is by far the best out of the three of them.
Yeah, and the debate at the moment, I think it was on Sport Bible again, talking about they did a vote and Vidic was the best of all time, like centre halves. And you don't even bring in John Terry into that. Come on.
People love the hard man.
Yeah, hard man. That's what he is. But he was a fantastic defender and leader as well. And he actually could play a little bit.
Yeah, like he suited. That was a great partnership. For me, I think Van Dijk is, if you level off purely as individuals, I think Van Dijk's a better overall player, attacking, defending.
So Rio's definitely in.
Yeah, Rio.
And then it's the debate between if we want to play a system with Rio and Vidic as a good partnership, proven winners, or ability you want to play Van Dijk as a balance to Rio.
Yeah, I think the cloud of judgment is that Rio and Vidic is a partnership, so it's a 2-for-1 deal you can put on paper straight away, whereas the grey area for judgment is there if you put in another one in the partnership with Van Dijk. Well, and to be honest, that's probably a bias thing in our behalf, because you're thinking like, oh, that's a partnership that works bang, but you've no idea what it's like.
I'm going to make a lethal point there. How you doing?
I'm about to end this whole man's career.
So I have Van Dijk left side, and I've Ronaldo right wing, Diags. Ronaldo touchline.
That is fair. I can't see Vidic having a Diag in him.
Imagine the ball playing of the two of them.
That is a really good point, because the whole emphasis on my side is to be a little bit more direct. So that's a really good point. Okay.
Diags to Ronaldo, boys.
Yeah, I think you have me there.
Ronaldo's with the whites, the red boots with a little bit of white
spots.
Oh
no, the red vapors with the black spots in the back.
He's hugging touchline.
Stop. Hurts me.
Vodafone at the sponsorship.
Yeah. That's something on there.
Say step on.
That the wing.
That clip against your man is a buoy for
Arsenal. No, it was some young fella, God bless him. And then
clean them.
Hoot.
Right, so you're Rio Vidic as well. Do you have any debate? I think Gary swayed me here.
If you are getting swayed by a direct clip,
no,
pragmatic isn't the word.
No, I'm not saying like let's talk gaps here. I don't think the gap between Vidic and Van Dijk is huge.
No,
at all.
It's not. And I actually think Van Dijk, by enough debate, you could probably say in the modern. Well, he's had to because the modern game. He has to play a little bit more than Vidic would have had to back in the day. So maybe as a more rounded player, I'd say he's better in terms of like a bit of everything. But in terms of the defender, I don't think he's very close. Like the gaps would be very small between the two of them. But Vidic, like if we're swaying back towards the argument, consistent years, great captain.
No, that's not Van Dijk's fault.
No, it's not Van Dijk's fault. That's what I'm saying. Time is generally the issue with these
also,
things.
Vidic is erratic as hell. There's a red card pending every game.
I can see the comments on Liverpool fans. Oh, what about Torres? What about Torres? What about Premier League titles in the last couple of years?
The only argument I'd actually have against my Rio Van Dijk shout is it gets a bit too clean short, defending wise.
Clean shorts. So what? You need to hit lads harder to be a better defender.
You don't have to.
On a dogged day, do you need a dog?
You have dogs, man. My dogs are in front of me. My midfield 4.
Your midfield 4.
Dude, I don't even want to know. Fred's in it.
Right, let's
What's the show? If you two are away, I'll
right,
know with it.
I'm Tom Cleverley and Dar Fletcher.
Dar Fletcher!
I said Dar for Dar.
Dar. They're mates. Each other. Right, I think Rio's in. I'm going Verge.
I'm going Virgil as well, man.
Well, I'm away, but I would have gone Vidic. Right.
Okay.
I'll go for majority, but I'm not letting that slide again. I think that's a joke.
I think it's there.
Okay.
Midfield
so
3.
are we going with midfield 3?
I have a flat 2.
Pragmatic isn't the word.
Are you doing 4?
It's going to go Van Dijk's left foot or get it onto his right shoulder. Diag. Two boys.
No,
just
you
sit.
see, you're talking ears here. You're like, in the last podcast, fullbacks are where we got to attack from. This team and football back in these days was fast, direct, and pace. That's all it is.
So who are you playing?
I have gone for Gerrard and Keane.
Sorry, you're doing a 4-4-2.
Yeah, but with a 10.
So a 4-3-3.
No, not your conventional 10. Someone who plays high. A drop.
Second striker.
Yeah, second striker. The way that
he's gonna put. I know you're.
I'm gonna evolutionise the game. But to end your careers here with this.
I know he's putting in the second striker. It's gonna be very good.
I got with Keane and Gerrard. Can I just debate that?
Yeah, because Keane is a debatable one, so I want to hear it.
Time wise.
The same thing as the Dennis Irwin thing. They just won the Champions League in '99, so this isn't like it's a bad Roy Keane. 2000 was the year to beat Arsenal and Highbury 2-1. Like this is still a top frame for Roy Keane. I just think he's the glue to every single ego that could be in that 11.
Who'd you put beside him?
Gerrard. I don't think you can leave Gerrard out as ability wise. I think he's far, like for what we have here in terms like. If you're talking about covering players in wide areas, able to support that front two with attacking, able to link and control from deep areas.
Who's your 10?
Gerrard's the man.
Or your second striker?
Well, how are we going to we just talk about?
You keep it your midfield 2. What's your midfield 3?
Because when you're talking about your centre forwards, that's what I'm going to bring in my thing. So I go with Keane and Gerrard.
Okay. I have a midfield 3 with Scholes deepest and Keane and Gerrard advanced again. I think that midfield can do everything. It can control the game. It can, when it needs to be a game where it's quite dogged with transitions, you've got Keenan Gerrard who almost specialise in that kind of box-to-box style, and so did Scholes in his younger days. So if I'm picking him in their prime,
you're definitely playing as a false line, aren't you?
Oh, he might be.
You are, aren't you?
I have Scholes. I have Scholes in his later years as a deep line playmaker, and then obviously Keane. The same. I think he left in 2004,
2005.
or 2005. Sorry. So I suppose that is 5 years, 4.5, 5 years. So
3 of them
probably
were
is.
peak.
And the one thing he had was influence over teams and games.
He's my captain.
His players. So, and then Gerrard.
There's a lot of captains in that squad.
Yeah, like you said, Gerrard just had a bit of everything. I'm a massive fan of him, obviously, as a player, in terms of he'll get a big, if you look at this team, he'll get a big goal going forward, he'll cover ground in midfield. It's just a good midfield trio, I think.
Me?
Not enough legs in that, in my opinion.
You think?
For Skull, if you Skull's flat and Keane in front of him, I think there's too much.
I think I'd go
A little bit too much gaps.
with Keano as a 6, and then Gerrard and Scholes in front. That's what I go with.
Keane is not good enough. No, sorry, not technically good enough. I think
He's going to punch through the camera, man. Here's that.
what. Obviously, he's good enough. What I'm saying is, what system? Like, are you going to be building through a 6 with him there?
No, because we're direct. We're going over his head.
Well, he is excellent technically.
He is very good.
His passing is superb.
But when you look at all these players over the years, how rounded they are, any of them could sit in front if they needed to. Scholes could sit and dictate a game. Gerrard could do the same. They could also both break it up. Well, Scholes couldn't break it up. He'd break legs. He was terrible
Back to
at defending.
yeah.
And then you have Keano, obviously could do the job. So.
Back to what you said on mine, that you don't feel there's legs in there. With the system in the back 4, I wouldn't rely on the centre mids covering ground in there. I'd have a solid back 4, one sitting, and then the 5 will attack.
Which
Two
even
fullbacks
need
off
legs
the
there. My only issue is if that team is going to be a little bit more direct, like you're not going to build a lot of play with that. So my issue would be when attacks break down in transitions
for these.
for that midfield tree. Yeah.
I think you're slightly underestimating a peak Scholes, Gerrard and Keane.
Yeah, well, you could build through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you weren't building through that, transitions will be a serious element you'd have to look at.
Fell. Regroup.
But so how do we pick this then? Because we don't know his third player. So does he do not?
It's definitely Scholes.
It is Scholes.
It's Scholes as a false nine.
Yeah, it's early days Scholes.
Early days Scholes, yeah.
So we all have the same tree in midfield. It's just where we place them.
Do, but my argument is that I'm not playing
He'll play
a
off the front,
6.
he'll play off the front.
These are a dynamic pairing that are working.
Well, the personnel is the same, so we'll go with you can debate the false 9 or the dynamic front player.
Or how you'd play them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't single out one as a 6. I think that's probably your key.
So just to clarify, G has gone with a flat 2 of Gerrard
Keane and
Keane
Gerrard.
with Scholes playing like a second striker, so
but not as like a lazy 10. He's up there with Rooney.
Anyone who didn't watch United back when Scholes first started playing was obviously he was that kind of second striker almost position.
Good in the air.
Yeah. Whereas myself and Morgan I think have gone more with
The
one
old
sitting.
conventional.
Do one sitting? Yeah.
We've
The
gone
older
kind
Scholes,
of I think those midfield 3 can interchange. So depending on how we
Depends on
play
what era player you
Depends
have.
what era,
If you've
yeah.
early Scholes, you would play him as a
you would
6.
play definitely more advanced, yes.
And later Keane, you'd play deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Gerrard kind of mixes obviously an 8 and then drops deeper as he gets older.
Yes.
Right.
So yeah, we'll
the debate,
put the 3 of them in.
debate of wingers. This is an interesting one.
I have an absolute curveball coming in now.
Ronaldo and Giggs.
Ronaldo and Mane.
Ronaldo.
By himself.
That's it. And actually, I see both of you Ronaldo wide right.
Yeah.
No, wide left.
He didn't play wide left for United.
Killer. Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
He definitely did.
No, he didn't.
Oh yeah.
He did.
Played wide right.
He played early days
probably
wide
played
right.
both.
He played later in his career. He played wide left.
For United.
Yep.
In singular games, he was primarily a right winger.
Well, I'd have him as a wide left back, but considering Giggs and Mane, I'd play him wide right in this system.
Alright.
My argument for putting Mane in, basically, if we're going titles, it's obviously Giggs because he's won
He's the most decorated.
ridiculous amount of things. But if I was playing a game tomorrow and I needed one of them, on the left wing, I pick Mane. I think in a one-off
time
game,
change as well,
I think a one-off game, I think Mane's going to give me more in it in a final tomorrow. I think Giggs would.
Giggs being in a wheelchair, man.
Purely on ability, I think Mane's sick. And he stays in the Premier League for 3 years.
Giggs though.
I still think Giggs I think is just overlooked for how good he was.
His debut at 17.
Yeah, but I think Giggs' strength is that he kept moving with the times and he interchanged the way he plays.
We're thinking old Giggs. Think of 99 Giggs, 2000 Giggs, 2001 Giggs.
I still think Mane's better than that.
I don't think so.
Giggs' stats aren't as great as...
No, stats wise, but like ability, like influence in games and stuff, and also good leader, good person. Well, not a good person. What am I talking about? Awful person. Disregard that. Good person in the dressing room, though.
I just think Mane.
Yeah, there's debate there for Mane.
There's definitely debate there for Mane, but I think the times are against him.
Right, we'll box off Ronaldo definitely.
Yes, absolutely.
And then, is there any other honourable mentions for a wing?
I have a few here.
Mane, yeah.
I think Mane's the closest.
Way too many goals to leave him out, I think.
That's my
Manny.
Cult hero.
Player.
Cool hero. We should
Dirk out.
To be fair, that is a good shout.
He's nowhere near that, but like that is
He's
a
a
player.
player.
Like I'm trying to think of other like wingers.
Phil Neville was a good shout for fullback.
Phil Neville.
The De Silva brothers.
You're saying Phil Neville's not a good player?
No, he's a good player, but I don't think he's anywhere near that caliber.
When did he leave United? Must have left there.
When Everton had the V in their jersey.
Chris
Eagles, Jesus.
Against Everton,
Right,
broke his leg on the wing.
let's box off the winger then. What?
Well, definitely Ronaldo.
Okay.
Mane for goals.
Right, let's vote on that left wing spot. You on Giggs?
I'm open to both. Considering how good Mane is, I wouldn't debate it unless I didn't think he was up there. So, but I think time is against them considering it. But still, I could see the.
I'm trying to factor that out.
What do you what do you
want out of
are trophies? How important are trophies in these debates? It's mad we didn't even mention them with the midfield three.
No, I think ability wise,
it just outweighs it.
But the problem is for me that Mane and Giggs are so different in how they play.
Yeah, well up in terms of the era, isn't it?
Yeah. Because like Gerrard, Keane, Scholes playing any.
I suppose if you're looking at this team from the back four, if you're not going to have a bombing on fullback, whatever, you could have it, but if you're going to have a steadier back four, you'd probably go with Giggs to stretch the pitch that way, because you wouldn't really have Mane playing inside in that case. Maybe. So in terms of the team setup, you might need to go with the Giggs.
Well, Mane would go inverted as well. That would change the system. While Ronaldo would stay wide.
Yeah.
Gary's having a midlife crisis.
What's happening?
It's a tough one.
It's alright, man.
No, it's tough.
Salah's not in debate, is he? Because he plays wide right. Just obviously doesn't outdo Ronaldo.
No.
I don't think he's in debate over Mane and Giggs either.
Yeah, I do rate Salah. Yeah. I just rate Mane and Giggs over, and Ronaldo was always going to be in it.
Mane's my vote.
Could you put Suarez out there if he's not going to get up top?
No.
So we're on Mane then.
Sorry.
Oh, Mane. If I was going to sacrifice any player there, I'd sacrifice Giggs, to be fair.
It's probably fair, because, but I don't think we justify enough how good he was.
He was very good.
Like,
the idea with his career going going from this really direct winger to then almost playing like an inside winger and then playing in midfield in Champions League finals, he was a very good player, to be fair. Excellent player.
Okay, number 9's a great debate.
Mentions Rooney,
maybe a rattle.
Rooney,
Torres.
Torres. Was Van Nistelrooy around?
Yeah, he kind of would. No, sorry, he was.
He was very heavily in there.
From 2000 onwards.
Sorry, I was just because I think I was thinking how old it is.
He was there.
He's definitely in there. Van Nistelrooy.
He signed in 2000, I think.
Rashford's 9.
Yeah.
Not yet. And I don't. Maybe, but not definitely not. Tevez, considering how good he was, he's a rat.
Michael Owen.
For both teams, actually,
Yeah. I still don't think enough influence in either squad.
If you're to pick one from each team,
Michael Owen won European Player of the Year at Liverpool.
Yeah, but I don't think. Well, what year was that?
Was that before 2000s?
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah.
Was it?
Can
we pop a quick Google on that?
Because he went to do your family.
I can get it here.
Yeah, grab it.
Is that okay? Is that unprofessional on the screen?
We'll cut it quickly. We're back.
He went to Madrid in 2002 or something, didn't he? Because his England debut was in like the 80s against
the 80s?
No, sorry,
The 80s.
not the 80s. Sorry, the 90s in
Against Argentina.
well, he scored that goal in that World Cup. That was 98, I think. The 80s, Jesus.
What am I Google here for Michael on?
Just look at his Wikipedia. That's right.
Liverpool,
True.
like when he leaves
What? Yeah.
to go to his club career.
Did he not leave in like 2003 or 2004?
He's only 40, boys. How is he only 40?
Just looking at his picture.
Liverpool, 1996 until 2004. 118 goals.
In how many games?
216.
Jesus.
There is debate there.
But I think
Yeah,
we
but
need to
yeah.
boil it down to one from each club, because there's so many. Like, I think Rooney is the one. Rooney or Van Nistelrooy, if you're picking from United.
Rooney.
And then you're going between Torres,
Biggest,
Suarez,
goals
or Mike Malone for the Liverpool show.
Considering we're playing a front one peak, it's Rooney.
There's no debate that Rooney is not in that team. I think that's just hands down.
Yeah.
I don't care
I
for
think-
Torres. I don't care for Suarez.
No one talks about it. It's very frustrating because he was outrageous.
2008.
Then him and Ronaldo were like there, top of the now. There's multiple factors that have made Rooney go off the boil. We obviously don't know half of them, but Rooney is one of the best players to ever play in the Premier League.
Who's better, Torres or Suarez?
Torres.
El Nino.
Torres is a killer.
Torres, so is Suarez, so.
I think
Two of them are
Torres.
killers, they're both sick.
I'm trying to think who would I pick over. Maybe Suarez, because he's better, more
Dynamic.
adjustable and dynamic to systems. Like Torres was a number 9. Now when he was on it, he was unbelievable.
Ah,
He
so
used to
good.
give United defenders nightmares. I can see it now.
He's a great player.
So will we?
And you hear some top centre halves talk about Suarez, the one that gives them nightmares. Like Terry, you know.
Suarez is a killer as well. Both of them, they've had two very good number 9s in bad eras for them.
Yeah.
Which is
Which has
frustrating.
kept them relevant, I'd
Yeah,
say.
it is. Yeah, without them, like obviously Gerrard, but without having a partner like Suarez and Torres, they would have really struggled. Or Andrew Varane in there on top of them, or Fabio Barini.
Andy Carroll.
Underrated. Now injury prone, but he is a nuisance when he's on it.
Does not look like a
No,
nice fella.
awful human, I'd say.
Right. So what are we?
Scholes and Rooney's a pair. Come on.
Everyone is Rooney, so
Terrifying.
calm
Oh,
down.
definitely Rooney. It has to be Rooney.
And your super sub:
Oh God, it could be anyone. It could be Torres.
Giggs,
it could be
Torres,
Giggsy,
Suarez,
Jamie Carragher.
Michael Carrick.
Jamie Carragher doesn't have a sniff in that squad. He's not even close.
My super
Glenn Johnson?
sub would be
Steve Finnan. Steve Finnan's a good show.
pro player.
Steve Finnan's a great shout for that full. I don't know if that was his era. Rifle, sorry.
Yeah,
Neville.
no, he was around when Gerrard won the
When they won the-
Champions League against AC Milan.
Torres is my super sub.
Here, Steve Finnan is a serious player. No?
No, Gary Neville. But he's a good show.
Gary Neville was very good.
He was, but Steve Finnan's really good too.
Who's your super sub? Owen, Suarez, Torres.
Oh, rude.
Lads, I think we need to give Michael Owen enough respect there in that conversation.
Maybe not. I forgot the era.
And forgot about Rude.
And rude as well.
We'll give him a. I think
Rude
Michael
lost
Owen-
credibility with me with
Yeah.
the person he is.
Michael Owen as super sub then.
Van Persie!
Yeah, good show.
Oh.
Good show, but not enough time with United
Yeah.
to debate it.
He
I know he won
completely
the league.
rejuvenised United.
He won league. He won one or two.
Yeah, but that was a
One-
huge signing.
It was.
I remember we were
But
talking.
one year.
I
did
remember
not
me and
justify-
Gary walking in the corridor in Woodwork in school. I was like, why the hell are we signing Van Persie? And I was like, we need another goal scorer.
It was a great decision to buy him, but the 1 year doesn't justify it.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Good shout though. Good shout. He's also a bit of a snake as well for joining United. I'll take it though.
We'll take it going.
Have your Hernandez off the bench.
Oh, Chicharito, what a player. What a player.
So hopefully we'll have the team pop up on the screen.
Yeah. Daily editing skills.
Who are the honourable mentions then for a sub?
Oh, could be Yassi Benayoun, Ryan Babel.
Xavi Alonso.
Xavi Alonso's a good shout,
We
yeah.
actually didn't give him a mention, yeah. He's a very good player as
Yeah.
well. We'll go one super sub in each position
Per
for our
unit?
goalkeeper. Yeah.
We'll do one per unit, yeah.
Right, De Gea for goalkeeper.
Yeah. Back four.
Mine would be Vidic.
It's either Vidic. Yeah,
Mine,
Vidic.
yeah, it has to be Vidic, yeah.
Yeah. Midfield. Xabi Alonso or Carrick?
Xabi Alonso. Or Fred.
I'd probably
I think it's
go.
Carrick.
I'd go Alonso.
Xabi Alonso,
Alright.
left footed.
He's right foot.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm going back.
absolutely.
Google number 2.
Absolutely, Gary.
He is
don't even
hands
bother.
down. He is
Don't even
hands
bother.
down right foot.
He is right foot. You can definitely play off both, but he is right foot. I've played FIFA for enough years, G.
How would you? Is it on his Wikipedia? Would it say what foot they are? This is the research that goes into our podcasts.
He's only 38 as well. Oh my god. These lads should still be playing football. 2017 he retired.
Gary, what foot is he?
Oh, sorry. Oh, it doesn't say Wikipedia. Give me a minute.
Look up Xabi Alonso foot.
What foot?
Kicking foot. Xabi Alonso, All Ireland. Xavi Alonso, hurling. Xavi Alonso, Kells. What's he doing?
Gary, look up his goddamn foot.
Xavi Alonso, Ga is the top pick. He played Ga when he's over here on Spanish Exchange.
I think I heard that. Was that a few years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
a
why he
mad
got such a
thing.
good ping, man.
Right, what foot is he? It just has pictures of his feet.
Say what foot is Xabi Alonso?
Oh, lads.
Gary, this is the worst bit of research I've ever seen. Xabi Alonso Ga! Xabi Alonso Kells!
What foot?
Xabi Alonso, feet.
Oh, lads, this isn't giving me an answer.
Oh, he's right footed. He's right footed. Oh my god.
He is right
that
footed.
was like 3 minutes. Oh my god.
Oh my god, right. Who we got?
Oh, I'm so
Xabi Alonso?
sorry.
That's Xabi Alonso
Who's
midfield.
about to say Xabi?
no.
Sorry, I'm going to say
I'm
Carrick.
not going to go Xabi Alonso. I'm going to go Mike Carrick.
Because he's right footed.
Because he's left footed. Was your whole reason for making Xabi Alonso because he was left footed?
No, it was a deciding factor in him and Carrick.
So it was.
So it was. That was the deciding factor.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's important to have some. Oh, but Thiago.
Hasn't
No,
been at
has been
Liverpool.
at Liverpool long enough.
Yeah.
Good shout though. Front three. Can we do one winger and one striker?
Yeah.
Winger, we're going gigs.
No, that's making too easy. Pick one. Could go Giggs, put Ronaldo up top.
I'm putting in Torres there.
Torres.
Suarez. Yeah, I'm going to go with Torres, but I think Suarez is
Neck and neck.
Like he's definitely there.
Torres over Van Nistelrooy. Torres over Van Nistelrooy.
Yeah. This has been the most
Can
shambolic.
we cut that?
This has been the most shambolic end to a podcast ever.
It hasn't really.
That's been good. It's been good. It's been good. Right. So that's our.
Crack,
That's our from the year 2000
Nothing's changed, but they live underwater.
This is bullshit
till
again.
now.
Yeah, it was 3.
That was our year 2000 to current, or modern era, should we call it? Liverpool
name it again.
United team.
Name yours. We want to hear it.
I went Van der
Any
Sar,
debates?
Neville, Rio, Vidic, Evra. No, I went Van Dijk in the end, didn't I?
Yes.
Ronaldo, Keane, Gerrard. I had Giggs originally. Scholes and Rooney. But you swayed me with 2.
I don't. Why did you read out your?
He asked me to read it out.
Did you?
Me? No, I didn't.
Cut!
So what is our read?
It is Van der Sar.
Why do you make me read mine now?
We didn't say.
Back 4, Ginev, Rio, Van Dijk and Evra. Didn't really propose a number 6 or anything like that, so we kind of just went with a 3 of Keane, Gerrard and Scholes, who can also play off the front.
Yeah.
Wide right Ronaldo, wide left Mane and up top Rooney.
Right.
That's something.
Let us know what you think.
That's
Were we
something.
right? Were we wrong?
The debate's there.
And of course, always leave a comment, like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, give us a rating, or leave a rating, should I say, on if this is on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, whatever
Doesn't
you
cost
just do it
anything, but it's really appreciated.
on. And unless G has any message before we go.
No. I thought it was found out there. 2 of my lads were taken out, but you gotta have an open mind. That's why you have these debates.
Okay. Right, see you again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You've the plot.
I haven't. You lost the plot.